Thank you so much for joining us on 5 Plus. I'm Tiffany Lee. As bird flu outbreaks affect animals nationwide, many are looking at ways to safeguard their animals. I had the chance to talk to Tanya Smith with Turpentine Creek, one of the largest big cat sanctuaries in the world in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Here's what she had to say. So can you just kind of start off by talking about how the bird flu is affecting y'all at Turpentine Creek?
Well, we've been fortunate that we've not had any death or injury due to the bird flu, but we are taking all precautions to be able to make sure that we don't ever have a issue with the bird flu. But we're doing really specific things through our veterinarian. We're coordinating with other places across the country that also have big cats. We've even talked to the people that have lost big cats at different zoos across the country because we don't ever want this bird flu to affect the animals that we've rescued and saved here at Turpentine Creek. So we're doing things like mitigating things like not having local farmers bring out their cattle anymore. We're not doing that right now. If it's not commercially processed foods, then we're not accepting it at this time. That includes for backyard hobbyists that are having eggs and things in their, more natural processes of producing birds and chickens and waterfowl. And, we're just doing everything we can. We're using PPE if we do find a dead bird to make sure that, and we have a set protocol about that if there are a dead bird anywhere near the big cat's cages or the bears. So we're making sure that we dress in full PPE. We are double bagging the bird if we find it, and then we're storing it for that 10 days just to make sure while we're watching the particular animal that the bird might have been near. And, we do have birds that pass away sometimes around the cats, and we want to make sure that the cats just aren't getting those birds and maybe getting infected with this disease.
So when it comes to, I guess, just the animals themselves, are y'all doing anything other than just keeping them away, like kind of from the birds to keep them safe from this? Is that a concern, or is it more the food that y'all are bringing in for the animals?
Um, it's it's all of it. We have to be aware that there are birds everywhere. It's not just the food that we feed, poultry that we feed to the animals and the beef that we feed, but it's also, just birds that come and want to get a drink out of the cat's water dish, or and that happens every day. We have buzzards down in our Freedom Field area, that's a protected species. So we have to look at natural ways to try to get those birds to go roost at other places because they are opportunists. And once the animals are fed, even though we don't leave it there very long, we'll usually pick up the food within an hour because we don't want those vermin animals coming in and stealing the cat's food.
Can you kind of talk about ways, you said natural ways that y'all are trying to get them to go different directions, that y'all are doing that?
Well, the natural ways that we're doing is like CD disc. We've read up on how to like deflect birds from coming to your area, and it's just little things like that. Decoy birds, like birds of prey, owls, and things like that. We're hanging around these areas where the animals actually live and eat their food and all that. So there's also like a bird be gone protocol that we are working on trying to implement here at Turpentine Creek. The ponds and stuff that we have around the sanctuary, we're just making sure that those are cleaned up. We also compost all of our waste. So every day that compost pile, we making sure that it's buried really, really deep, so the birds aren't trying to scavenge out of that compost pile.
And you mentioned that usually y'all have farmers come in, things in the backyard, stuff like that. How often were y'all having people bring y'all products or come and bring their animals?
Well, it's really sad that we're not able to take those eggs because the cats love the fresh eggs and the birds of prey and rabbits even. We feed rabbits, and if it's not commercially produced at this point, we decided that we just can't accept those that food for the animals. So we're relying strictly on Tyson Foods. They've been so good to us for so many years. We feed about 800 pounds of raw meat a day, so it's really important that we get good quality, safe food through to our cats that we've spent so much time rescuing and making sure that they have a safe place to live the remainder of their lives.
Did y'all depend a lot on kind of those outside donations from local farmers? Is this really taking kind of a big dip in y'all's donation fund?
Mhm. Yes, we love to have um, the private farmers, and we were getting that meat once a week. So that's going to contribute to us not having those extra sources of food and the variety that we really like to feed our animals. So, um, so we'll have to purchase those meats that we aren't getting donated now. And, we'll just work through it the best we can. But, we're always ahead of the curve whenever it comes to these specialized diseases and flus and influenza and different things like that. And we do a lot of research and we partner with other organizations across the world to make sure that we're mitigating everything to the best of our ability.
Since you've been in charge, have you ever seen anything like this where y'all have had to take these kinds of precautions?
It seems like every 4 or 5 years we will get in something, that we have to really do mitigation for, because if we don't, then it could affect our animal population. And yes, there's constantly something coming in. If it's not, Sears, it was cytozoonosis that we still battle. It's a tick-borne disease that it's called bobcat fever, also that's prevalent in Northwest Arkansas now, and we have to protect our animals from that all the time, but we've been mitigating that for over 15 years. So it's not anything new, by not taking deer from people that hunt deer. And, we just don't want to bring that food in if it could be contaminated in any way.
Would you say that this illness seems scarier than other ones or maybe harder to handle, or they're kind of all right there together?
It's always a challenge, because who would have ever thought that with big cats, our one of our biggest enemies would be a tick, a very small little creature that could actually kill an animal in a very short period of time. And it's the same with this. Anytime you can't see a virus or uh, a flu, or, these particles that they can spread across your animal population and also to humans, then it does get a bit scary for us, because you just don't know. Birds are everywhere, songbirds. We have not just the poultry that we feed, but the buzzards, all these other animals that are just love Arkansas. Why wouldn't they love Arkansas? And, it's a great place for the birds, but it is a real issue for us.
And the animals tell a difference, and just they're not getting maybe as many visitors from those local farmers, not getting that same kind of meat. Have they been able to tell a difference or no?
We can't really tell if they're, able to tell a difference, but I know that they do like the bunnies and things. So, and it's really good for them because we can feed entrails and stuff of the animals. And, that's what they would eat in the wild. They'd eat the whole animal. And, whole prey feeding is a great way to take care of big cats and make sure they're getting all that they need. So here we have to supplement their food with vitamins and minerals and things like that they're not getting, because they're not getting integrals of animals like natural prey.
And so, for people who like to come and visit Turpentine Creek that may be a little weary because of the bird flu, what would you tell them to ease their mind?
Oh, come on out. The cats are loving this weather. It's just beautiful out. And the cats need not only your attention, because, they have been raised by humans, even though this is a sanctuary and a rescue, but they do enjoy the people that come out to visit. And it also helps support our mission. Without you, we can't do what we do every day to save as many animals as we have. And, over the 33 years that we've been here, we've rescued 30 over 500 animals. And right now we're caring for approximately about 100 animals that need us every day, rain, snow, or shine. And they need your contributions too. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we would love to have your help. This is going to be very expensive to buy the extra things that we need, not only the meat, but also the decoys and the other things that we have to do to mitigate the issue of bird flu. And then if we have an animal get sick, it's even going to be worse. So every little bit helps. And, in the winter, just heating and cooling this place, or heating in the winter, Turpentine Creek spends about $40,000 extra just paying for our heating supplies. So we appreciate all the help we can get.
And kind of talk about, especially this hitting in the winter, how big of a dip financially is this going to take on y'all having to now buy these things and you can't accept the local and private farmers' produce?
Well, I can see it racking up into hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this is something that we're really taking seriously. We'll always take any of these diseases that we're warned about seriously. And, we'll do everything we can to protect not only the animals here, but the humans that come to Turpentine Creek and work and live here.
Have y'all seen a dip in tourism at all since bird flu?
No, we have not seen a dip in tourism, but we have had to be closed due to the cold weather quite a bit this year. We've counted 12 days that we had to close that we would normally be open.
So this is a good week. Y'all will be open this week where people can come out and visit.
Yes, we're open every day, so we would love to have you come out and visit. The first tour starts at 9 and the last one of the day is at 3 o'clock. So come out, take the tour. It takes about an hour. I would plan to spend at least 2 hours to three because there's a whole lot to see out here. And you can go online and find out about all the specialty tours and different things to get you all over the refuge and get to see all the animals.
You kind of talk about why it's so important that y'all protect an organization like this, especially with the bird flu. Why is this organization so important for our area?
Well, we're one of the biggest and best sanctuaries for this type of animal, big cats, large predators, anywhere in the world. So whenever for it to be right here in Northwest Arkansas was no accident. We planned to build this sanctuary right here in Northwest Arkansas because of the poultry suppliers that we have around the area that love the sanctuary, love what we do, like Tyson Foods, and they've been really good to us for the last 33 years to make sure that we don't go without food. You know, but when Tyson calls, it's a big donation. It'll be 150,000 pounds of product. And how do you store that? We can't store that here. So we do pay for storage at Don Cold Storage. And, it'd be nice to get that donated someday, but we haven't seen that come to fruition yet. But, so we get a good storage bill of about $4,000 a month just to store that free meat. So, like I said, all donations are greatly appreciated. That's not our only source of food. We do buy a specialized diet and quite a bit of it for a lot of the cats here that are either really old or really young. And, whenever the big cats here at Turpentine Creek in the wild, 8 to 12 years is a long life for a big cat. And we've had three of our tigers live to be almost 25. So, and the majority of our animals are living over 18 years because of the quality care they receive here at the sanctuary. So we've over doubled their life expectancy by being able to take good care of them, make sure they get the vet care they need, and get the food that they are required to live the best possible lives they can.
If people can't physically come out there to Turpentine Creek, is there a way that they can give online?
You can always go to tcwr.org and make a contribution right there online if you can't make it out to see us.
Thank you so much for joining us today on 5 Plus.